Hi there, Cam Sellings for RD Consulting, and welcome to the first in a series where we get to meet team members at RD Consulting, and we have the boss man. It is Colin Anstie. Welcome, Colin.
Thanks very much, Cam.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, my background, so work-wise, so look, I studied marketing and went through and studied management, and yeah, my first job was actually at McDonald's, so I did 6 years there and cooked up a storm. I was mad with the cheeseburgers and really quick and efficient, taught me a lot about processes, so did a lot of time there, then spent a lot of my career in telco actually, so did some time with AAPT, Optus and Telstra, and was lucky enough to get on the Telstra graduate program, so worked in a number of roles there, and my passion's always been around that marketing, communications and change management type side. And so worked on websites and social media and search and that type of thing. And so yeah, really enjoyed that. And so worked my way up. And so when I joined a team, I was 20 years younger than anyone in the team. So instantly got put onto websites and all the digital complex crazy stuff around 2000, in the early 2000s. And then spent a whole lot of time in banking actually. And so learned a lot there around online banking platforms and really how to sell credit cards and personal loans and mortgages, and so managed a lot of websites and advertising. It's a very, very competitive space, and I really enjoyed that. Did a lot of time there, and look, at a certain point, I just felt like we could do something bigger and make a bigger difference, and that's really what led me on the path to start my own business. Yeah.
What drives you as a person?
That's a great question. So for me, look, I really want to make a difference. I really want to change individuals' lives, like getting more satisfaction, more success, feeling success in their life, feeling confident, strong, and ultimately happy at an individual level. And look, over the last few years in RD, our focus has become a lot more on organisations, which is really just a collection of individuals, right? So previously we worked a lot with individuals like single managers or chief marketing officers, this kind of thing. But now it really is teams of 22 people, like the entire communications function or change function, really helping them to find success in their roles and in their organisation.
Many people would say that you're an inspirational person yourself. Who inspires you?
Oh, can I just say Michael Jordan? I know it's topical at the moment, but yeah, look, there's always a big collection of people, and so look, growing up, look, I did spend 20 years playing basketball, and so look, there's a Michael Jordan documentary at the moment which I absolutely love, and so, but look, that kind of, and the elements of that, you know, it really is the intensity, the push, the drive, the motivation to be the best at your craft, and for me, you know, that kind of period of my life, it really taught me that every day is a school day. You're always learning, you never stop, and to call yourself an expert is a very strong statement in my view, so that is a huge part of it, I'd suggest. And look, I've had an array of amazing bosses, mentors, leaders, and also some on the opposite who I thought that I never want to be like that, so there's been a number of role models, but if I had to pick one, it probably is a bit of a cliche. I love Michael Jordan.
And so at the end of the working day, what do you hope people say about Colin Anstie?
Oh, geez, he tried his best, he worked hard, he delivers on his word, gets things done, gets things out the door and delivered and executed on, and even that he listened and understood, like that kind of thing is really important to me. So having people connected, engaged and driven to do what they're there for, and both on a work level, but much more importantly often is that personal level.
For organisations who have engaged with RD Consulting, what do you hope they think about your organisation once the project is finished and delivered?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the ultimate dream, like this is what is in my mind, is that the moment they walk out of that room with us, or the moment that project's done, and the person next to them says, you know, what did you think? That they go, absolutely loved it, they're amazing, like thrilled. And so it really is what they say when you're not in the room or when you're not there with them. And for me, we really try to constantly change, reinvent, innovate. Like, we do not want this cookie cutter approach, right? So a good example might be a communication strategy, for example. And sure, we've written hundreds of these, and we could just roll the same one out per organisation, change the organisation name. That is possible, but that is my worst nightmare. We want to know them, understand them, really get inside their minds and look at where the future is. And so if we ever rest on our laurels or rest on previous work, like, we have failed, particularly in this communications, digital, social media era. Thanks, Donald Trump. Things are just changing so fast, right? And if you rest in this market, you are dead.
Well, Colin, thank you so much for spending some time with us. It's been very interesting to hear your insights, and we're looking really forward to meeting the rest of the team.
Yeah, absolute pleasure.